Hello, I'm Boyd. Whether I am at home or on the road in my travel trailer, I love cooking outdoors on my Blackstone griddle. The best thing about cooking outside is I can make a mess and I don't have to clean my kitchen afterwards. If you want to see how I get creative with meals on the Blackstone, just follow me wherever my adventures take me. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Boyd on the Blackstone. Hi, I'm Boyd on the Blackstone. And I'm here today to do a wonderful meal that I found in Cameron, Arizona at the Cameron Trading Post. It is Navajo French dip sandwich. It was so good, and I want you to give it a try. Here I am work camping at the Grand Canyon National Park. So this is my setup while I'm out in the woods. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the groceries. We're going to start out with our Navajo tacos fry bread, which is going to include flour, baking powder, salt, and a little warm water. I'm also going to use for the French dip these beautiful ribeye steaks. They're pre-shaved, ready to throw onto the griddle. Of course, it takes lots of oil and some good seasoning, like this Blackstone whiskey burger seasoning, a little salt and pepper. Of course, with a French dip, we need au jus. And what's a good French dip without onions? And Swiss cheese. Now, for a side dish today, I'm going to whip up a little bit of this sauteed squash. It's going to be zucchini and yellow crookneck with a little bit of onion and some herbs and spices in it. Okay, I'm going to start with my au jus. I'm going to make it in my Instant Pot because you know what? An Instant Pot goes great with the Blackstone. That's what I use to make all of my rice when I do my fried rices. So I'm just going to pour the au jus down in here and let it cook like you would on the stove top. Makes a nice, easy way to make a French dip sandwich. The au jus for it. But I'm going to have a little secret behind this. One, I've added wine to my water so that gives it a little kick, and I will also add the meat in when it is fully cooked to kind of soak in all of those juices. I'm going to get the griddle good and hot, and then I'll put just a little bit of oil down so that the meat won't stick. And then we're going to look for that little smoke that comes up here. I like getting the temperature to around 350, 375, something like this. But I've got some hot zones, of course, like any other Blackstone. Right now, my temperature's at 418. So I'm going to drop this down just a little bit to low, medium, low, something like that. But I think I'm ready to go ahead and throw these beautiful ribeyes onto this vegetable oil right there. And with those, we are going to add our onions and let them saute. Check this out. You heard that sizzle going, right? That's what you want to hear. I did use vegetable oil on this, and the meat is breaking up a little bit so that it cooks evenly and thoroughly. And oh my gosh, wish you could smell this. These onions smell so good. And this, guys, is the basis for most cheesesteaks too. So I'm just using the cheesesteak idea for my French dip sandwich. It's Let's make sure this cooks thoroughly because I like for my meat to be done. Now I'm going to add some seasonings to this. A little salt and pepper, a little crispy burger seasoning from Blackstone. Check it out. Doesn't that look good, guys? Just you wait. It didn't take very much vegetable oil to coat this, but yet nothing is sticking here. So when I'm back home, I usually go to my local Sam's Club where my son is a butcher there, and he will cut my ribeyes thinly shaved for me to order. And I love being able to do that, but unfortunately I don't have my son here in Arizona. He's back home in Arkansas. So I went to my local grocery store in Flagstaff, and they had prepackaged frozen ribeyes that were shaved, and so that's what I picked up from them. They are a good substitute. Nothing like freshly shaven, but this is pretty darn good stuff, guys. I think this meat is finally done. I'm going to put this over here in this pan. So I'm going to take all of this wonderful meat and put it over in the au jus that I have heating away here in the Instant Pot. Look at that scrumptiousness. This is going to be so good. I have now gotten my griddle back to temperature, so I am going to saute my squash that I prepared earlier. I cut up yellow and zucchini squash along with a little bit of yellow onion, some herbes de Provence, and some celery salt. And here it goes down, a little bit of olive oil also on that. And listen to that sizzle going. If you notice, I kind of wiped down the griddle between the meat and the squash. I didn't do a thorough cleaning, but at least it gave it a little bit of cleanliness. My mama always said, cleanliness is next to godliness. So I had to get my videographer, producer, director, my friend Ed, another margarita in the meantime. And this one is prickly pear margarita because, you know, we're in Arizona, so what else do you have but prickly pear margaritas? So Ed, cheers. These are the ingredients for the Navajo Fry Bread. And the directions are so easy. So this is the dough for the fry bread. Right now I'm trying to get my oil to 350 degrees. So notice I have these Dollar Tree scrapers all around my Blackstone. What I have done is I've put those down as wind guards to help hold in the heat on my Blackstone so that I can bring my temperature up in my oil. So I put some oil on my hands, and I'm going to form one of these into a dough ball and flatten it out to make my fry bread. See, since I'm in a trailer, I don't have a lot of room, cabinet space and countertop space, so I don't have a rolling pin in here, so I improvise. And like the Wall twins say, you're going to lay it away. You're going to lay it away from you. Let me kind of peek. Okay, let's give it a minute to get golden delicious. So this has been frying up for just a little bit over a minute, and it looks like it's golden delicious, so I'm going to flip it around. Look at that color. I definitely have this oil hot. Okay, so that is beginning to look pretty good. I'm going to flip it over one last time for just a second on the other side, and then I'm going to remove it and put it in my warming oven here. That is GBD, guys. Golden brown, delicious. And look at that. So there is the fry bread. Come over here with my freshly cleaned hands and grab a slice of Swiss cheese. Some of this au jus. Let me grab a bowl here, Ed. I love cooking outside because I can make a mess and nobody cares. There's your au jus, Anne.
Thank you, Billy.
And let me fold this in half. And you need to put that down on a table so you can take a bite. I hope you enjoy this recipe as much as we did.